This is HaShulchan Yardeh, Siman Lamed Zayin Sif Aleph to Beis. This is supplemental day 234 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi cycle. We're getting there. Okay. Tine buos v'tinoros, of bubbles and hard deposits, mursos, blisters, vesircha, adhesions, tliyim rabua, which are dangling from the bubbles. Okay. Aleph derech legade botzmachim. Our lungs grow gross. Lashon Gemara Sham Hakolo Shalem there in the Gemara, in I guess their principle where it includes all of them at Mem Ches. They are buos, and they're I guess the generic name given to them is buos, bubbles. Mishtam Shosha Shemos. So they have three different categories: Simche, gross; Kinre, Kinde, which he's going to explain, and Tinore, which he's going to explain as well. So Pirish Rashi became Arukh. The Rashi Arukh say the tzmachim, the whatever's called the tzemach, heim ktanim, they're small. The kinde gedolim mitzmachim, kinde are larger than tzmachim. But tinrei gedolim mikula kande, and tinrei are larger than kinde. Psalm Arukh says kulu bueinu, they're all included in bubbles or pimples. For me HaShulchan the chol gavni kosher. Josh says all these types of growths are kosher. But that you should know Jezech nimtza b'Gemara. Gemara says there's gilde, which only understand to be kind of like flailed or skinned, uchma, black, chazusa, discolored. Perishashin came makos and shown their types of afflictions. Become ain't in the bull, so nothing to do with the bubbles we're talking about here. Dasmo oratzmo, that's about the skin of the lung itself, the membrane. Shemara krumin nishtanu, the krum membranes look different. These bars have seen lamches, that's the lamches. Lafuke buah, as opposed to the bubbles. She's barahem makos gavos and bosar. She's barasham. They're explained there that they're makos gavos and bosar. They are afflictions which are elevated than the flesh of the lung. Ben or the bosar, they actually are between, he says here, the membrane and the flesh. There are longish brackets here. But prima gadi mishum say zav sign habashem mabach is named the bach to morish arba shemos. They consider to be four separate names. Chashi buos shem prati considers buos not to be a shem kola, a generic name for all of them, but a specific name. Man, okay, it's not true. The hu sham shem kola, it's a generic name for all of them. Kavor b'divi Arukh. Chen b'bahag and sham the Arukh and Bahag say this. Began vushei srad herich daktek mashkas Rashi kandehim gdolos. Vushei srad spends a long time trying to explain. Trying to infer from that which Rashi or the Kande are larger. My Busab said, what's the Chiddush? Bein klum. It's not a question. The Kane Perish Amilos. That's what the words mean. Kasa Bahag Baruch. Before Bahag Sham, it's the Bahag there. The Shmiyana, the B'chayin Kasha. So he said, no matter the size, it's Kasha. But Shas Chuchach is there. Shas must tell us, the nation shame. Tzmachim Murgal Yoser. Because the name tzmachim is much more prevalent. It's a growth, as we would say in English, a growth. Tzmachim and dafur and tzmachim simply refers to small growths. Can muchach by Mishnah b'charas perek zayin Mishnah dal. That's clear Mishnah elsewhere. Girs tzorich erech tzemach hatzimuach v'tzimum. He says this would obviously talk about b'charos. Mumim euz tzimoach. Was it tzimoach she'ozno ktanos? An animal which has sprouted small ears. I would say all ears that's large ones are asur kamashulan. I think that's, I'm not sure actually what it's saying, but I guess he has to tell us that kande, even though they're larger, they're still kosher. For naught, they spent a long time on this. The Bushei Srad Havaduk. Base. There are three other names. Different halachas. Kashez bar b'siman as we explained the simon. Ve'eluhain, and these are they buos, even though that seems to be the same language of bubbles. Which you mentioned before. The tinoris umursas. Okay, so now let's see what he says. Buos yeshem aleim ruach. Buos, the bubbles coming out can be full of air. Some are full of clear water. Some full of murky water, or sruchim, or rancid water, the liquid, I guess, or mugla chura, or a very disgusting pus. Usrucha, which is repugnant in smell. Or mugla nikia, or it could be a clean pus. Or lecha kidvash, or a moisture like honey. Anything been or labasa, they grow between the membrane and the flesh. And they are higher than the flesh of the lung. So all those are buos. The tinari gankin gavoy misarea. The tinari also extend up from the flesh of the lung. As she kosher heaven, but it's hard like a rock. Maybe mukla clown has no pus. I was about to ask that question. That seems to be autumn. We thought it was spoke about in the previous simon, right? Okay, it's not true. The autumn ain't shum tzemach. Autumn is not a growth. It's a blockage in the lung. It's not different than the lung. It's just a place where the lung itself does not get inflated. That's a Rashi and Daf Meches on base. But it's not the Simon Lamavav, Sif Namanone, like I said previously. Avotinore ain't allowed Mararea Clown. The tinori don't look like the lung at all. Kamo bua. They look like the bubble. And it's raised from the flesh of the lung, kamo bua, like the bubble. Hashem doesn't have moisture or pus. Umursos, what's a murso? Nikram sheshma mar alecha came mar even tov. They have a moisture which looks like a precious stone, turquoise. It's almost not raised from the flesh of the lung. When you blow up the lung, you inflate it. The membrane lung covers it. It's a general great principle. Whatever bubble it is, if by inflating the lung, the flesh of the lung covers it. It's not the bubble nor the tinar, the hard the deposits. Ella mursa, but rather it's the mursa, which is we call usually translate English a blister, but the blister there's a special type of blister. Rashba says that these bubbles come about on account of the moisture which collects between the hide of the hide of the lung and the flesh lung. And he said this sham and it becomes some sort of lost into a thing. And you've said it's interesting language gets lost there. It sounds like it should be nesefis, that it's gathered there. In any event, somehow it gets deposited there. The nase smugla becomes this blister. I can't show. Well, the mugla means becomes this pus. Sorry, I can't show. Brackets he says by the mursa, which is a blister, the translate says blister, you have to say there's some pus there, some moisture. Famous Mishnah, somebody pops a blister on Shabbos. It says that if you're doing it in order to remove the moisture, your potter. And then Arukh translating Mursa says a Mursa means a bubble. Klamar otzer habua, and means that you stop up, put pressure on the bubble. Lahotzi mimena hamugla v'alecha, to remove from it the pus and the moisture. Akan l'shano ayin sham. I believe that is it for today.